Hi Andy, as promised, just a little step in piece for your video lessons, or your online lessons should I say. Looking at the swing compared to when we looked at it last time, setup much improved, hands are working in better, but the club is rolling open to the arc of the swing, so the club face is opening, the swing is being shifted to the right, so the shaft creeping under and behind my hands. That results in very much across the line position at the top. So we still need to work more and more on maintaining the club face's relationship to the arc of the swing, and we need to be looking at footage of sort of old style Ricky Fowler where the hands would come in and there would be next to no rotation, almost a sort of reverse rotation of the club face in the early part of the swing. That would allow you to set the club in a much better manner. If the club is in a better position at the top, rather than trying to remedy that by shifting the swing to the left during the downswing, we'd be in a much better position to make an uncluttered transition, and that would leave us less dependent on the timing during the goal swing. So we want to be working on drills where we reverse roll the back of the left wrist, so rather than rolling too much, you can see that as the club face rolls, the hands are forced upwards and outwards. As the back of the left hand or the club face reverse rolls, hands are working in more, and the tilts in the hips and the shoulders are changed dramatically. From there it's much easier to get the right arm flexing, producing the upward piece to the golf swing, which we discussed on your visit. So that would be one thing, or a number of areas that I would work on. It's really calming down this want to roll the club face, rather than keeping the club face square to the arc of the swing in the early part of the through swing, or the early part of the takeaway, should I say. Getting ahead of myself a little bit there. In the through swing, what I'd like to see you do is learn to max out the right tilt in the finish. Because of what goes on in the transition where the club gets pulled outwards very quickly, so that's a lot of pull or cut pattern. We've then to prevent the club crashing across the ball, we have to then throw a load of hook pattern in there at the last minute, so we sort of extend very quickly. We lose our inclination to the ground, the arms come off the rib cage, etc, etc, all nasty stuff that we don't want in the golf swing. Let the act of learning to finish with more right tilt allow you to learn how to implement the changes in your swing incrementally. At the end of the day, things have to be fused together during the downswing, but at the moment I'd like to see you focus really heavily on it. Don't be frightened of overdoing this. We've got to feel like we're really exaggerating this move. You cannot do it enough, and then that's in the takeaway. In the through swing, looking at it with the maximum amount of right tilt, eyes tilted over, shoulders tilted over. Remember, this is right tilt. In the through swing, we've hit the ball, we're facing the target. If we're tilted to the right, we're moving this way, rather than like a jack in a box as you come out the ball, extending early, trying to take a lot of cut spin off it. They'd be the two areas that I discussed in your video that are relevant to you going forward. There's a lot of really good stuff in there. Get these two pieces or these two areas boxed off, and you're on your roads to some much better golf. And I'll get a chance to crack open that bottle of whiskey with you at some point when you get the handicap there.